Here we go, guys. Day 3, Match of the Day magazine's World Cup video update. I'm Bez.
And I'm Paz.
So, let's kick off with what we learnt yesterday from all the action. Paz, what happened?
Well, New Zealand got us started yesterday against Slovakia and it finished in a 1-1 draw.
So basically we learned that I am an expert pundit, because back in the day I predicted New Zealand would spring some shocks, and they did.
I think you got lucky there, Bez.
Moving on, we saw Ivory Coast and Portugal, Drogba and Ronaldo on the pitch. There must have been goals there, Paz, yeah?
Well, you thought so, two of the best strikers in the world, but it finished in a drab 0-0 draw. And what's happened to Ronaldo? He's not scored now for 2 years from open play for Portugal.
Do you know the last time he scored? I can tell you that.
Oh, you tell me.
It was against Czech Republic at Euro 2008. And finally, the big game of the day was Brazil. We were all waiting to see them in action. Your mum predicted a 17-0 thrashing, was it? What was the score?
2-1.
2-1. Paz's mum. Not quite the Bez predictor that she could be.
It's okay, mate, but I've sent her on an intensive football knowledge training course. I've locked her in the attic with 14 copies of Match of the Day magazine.
She'll be an expert in no time. Time for another spy cam update, guys. What have we seen today, Paz?
Well, last night's game, Brazil against North Korea, in the national anthems, it all got a bit tasty, didn't it?
It did. I mean, we usually see the England lads clutching their shirt and getting a little bit serious, or maybe even a bit teary, but what about the people's Wayne Rooney?
The people's Wayne Rooney for North Korea. Jong Tae-se was blubbering his eyes out.
He was crying like a little baby, wasn't he? I thought he was not going to be able to handle the game, but it turned out he put in a pretty awesome performance, didn't he?
He was fantastic, actually, yeah.
Good stuff.
Very
Let's have a look
impressive.
at him now, crying his eyes out. Here he is.
This is incredible.
You could water my mum's garden with all that water.
Oh, bless him. Look at him go. Yeah, whatever.
A special guest now, Stevie G is in the pod. Stevie, tell us about that goal against USA.
You know, it was a good goal. The lads are working hard, as you can see. The ball's gone into Emil. Emil's knocked it off, which was something I weren't expecting, because Big Emil doesn't seem to do much these days. But yeah, it's a good layoff. I took it in my stride, put it past the goalkeeper. Yeah, it obviously helps that he's an Everton goalkeeper, and you're thinking you're on your way. I was very confident, and then Big Greenies had to go and blow it.
And Stevie's out the room. Jamie Carragher said, we see you've lost your pace, Carragher. What happened?
Well, you know, I think you've been out of order there, to be honest with you, lads. You know, I think sometimes, you know, obviously, you know, we all make mistakes, don't we, and things like that, but I think, you know, pace is not a thing that you need to be talking about, you know, the understanding, you know, the reading of the game. You know, obviously, you don't start to read certain situations. I think people can talk about pace all they want, you know, Americans, you know, they're known for having a bit of pace, aren't they? You know what I mean, the fastest in the world, I think he's American and all that. But like I say, you know what I mean, I think you just got to, you know, keep your heads up and all that. Obviously, you know, I've come on, we haven't conceded, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Now we've got Peter Crouch with us. Crouchy, why weren't you brought on earlier? We needed a goal. What was Capello up to?
Mate, you know, this is something, you know, I've got to speak to myself about, you know, I was shocked, you know, I couldn't believe it, you know, obviously you see the team sheet, you see Rooney, all right, fair enough, then what's the other name next to it? Heskey, you know, I'm just like, what's going on? Am I seeing things? Am I dreaming? What's going on? Obviously, you know, Fabio, you know, he did take a little trip to Specsavers the other day. Obviously, you know, they've given the wrong specs, because I tell you right now, you know what I mean, he's obviously missed something. You know, what is it, like 60 international goals in like 10 games for me? And me, like 3 goals in like 6 million games. I mean, like, what's it all about? You know what I mean? He needs to sort his head out, mate.
And we did see your missus on ITV on Saturday night, chatting up Dizzy Rascal, no less. What's going on?
Yeah, you know, I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. You know, I've tuned in, ITV, James Corden, again. You know, I've tuned in, there's Dizzy Rascal, you know, just rapping with my missus. And I'm like, she's rapping back. And I'm like, you know, what's all that about? First of all, you know, Big Emil's playing in front of me. Next minute, my bird's shouting up Dizzy Rascal.
Tough week for Peter Crouch. Anyway, moving on. Wazza's with us now. Wazza, if you score at this World Cup, how are you going to react?
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, a lot of things going on. It's a bit difficult. Obviously, when you're playing up front with Emil, because he just keeps getting in my way. You know, we injured our captain. There's not really many positive things I can say. But like you say, if I do score, I'll just, you know, celebrate as I normally do. Go a little bit crazy, and I'll dedicate my goal to Rio, because we all miss him. You know, like I say, you know, don't worry, Rio, we'll get Emil back out of order.
What about this guy, guys? It's obviously not Stevie G, Wazza, or Crouchy. It's Darren Farley, expert football impersonator. Cheers for coming in, Darren.
No problem, mate. And like I say, you know what I mean, if you want to see any more of these rants, just get yourself onto the Facebook page for Pepper Army, which is facebook.com/Pepper Army. Thank you.
Brilliant. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, fella.
We know you want to know what tonight's big game is, and I'm going to tell you. It's South Africa v Uruguay, and your chance to see my hero, Sip Shabalabala, back in action.
You're obsessed, mate. Yeah, tonight is going to be a case of earplugs at the ready because the Vuvuzelas are going to be going ah all night long. The South Africans love them.
Is that your impression of a Vuvuzela?
That's pretty good, wasn't it?
Sounded more like a dead ostrich. Take it from me, I think South Africa are going to get their first 3 points of the tournament tonight, so tune in for a South African party. Before we go, there's just time to go inside Campingdom for the latest behind-the-scenes news. Paz, can you hit us with a good story?
Well, the best story that I've heard recently is the fact that Emile Heskey is now the England team hairdresser. He got his scissors out at the weekend and he gave them all a good chop.
Well, if his scissors work is anything like his finishing,
Yeah,
they're going to be in a mess, aren't they?
He is going to go missing or something soon, I think.
I had another story that Fabio Capello likes to wind down on the beach in a nice little skimpy pair of trunks. Here he is, and how does this man manage to look like a middle-aged woman all the time? That's all we've got time for today, guys, on our video...
Before we go...
What are you doing?
What have you done?
Well, you know, just had a bit of fun in the office. I know how much you love Joe, and I thought it'd be funny to just have a mess around.
Unnecessary.
Anyway, come back tomorrow, we'll have more live video action from the World Cup. Don't miss it.
See you tomorrow.